I took a completely non-functional cordless drill with a dead battery and tested whether it could be brought back to life with just a few simple steps. The indicator light on the battery did not turn on at all. Even when attached to the drill, there were no signs of response, indicating that the battery could no longer supply power, which is exactly why the drill was unable to operate. But instead of throwing it away, I decided to open the battery pack to inspect it and repair it from the inside. With just a few simple steps on the worn-out battery cells, the old drill was able to work normally again. This is a simple yet effective way to reuse old equipment, save costs, and reduce waste, while also delivering a very satisfying feeling when something that seemed useless is brought back to life. When the battery was connected to the charger, the indicator light still did not turn on. No blinking, no response at all. This shows that the battery pack had entered a sleep or pseudo-dead state. The cells were over-discharged, causing the protection circuit to completely cut off, which prevented the charger from recognizing the battery and initiating the charging process. Now I need to boost the voltage to bring it back to life. To accurately determine the condition of the battery, I use a multimeter and measure the voltage directly at the output terminals. The results showed that the remaining voltage was extremely low, nearly at 0 V, far below the normal operating voltage. After confirming the abnormal voltage, I proceeded to open the drill battery casing to inspect the inside. The housing was removed carefully to avoid breaking the clips or damaging the wires. Inside the battery pack, the issue can come from two main causes: the protection circuit or the battery cells themselves. The circuit may be cut off due to deep discharge, poor contact, or aging components, causing the battery not to be recognized even though the cells are not completely damaged. On the other hand, the cells may be worn out, unbalanced, or severely degraded in voltage, which can cause the entire battery pack to stop working. Therefore, it is necessary to inspect the inside directly to accurately identify which part is causing the problem before proceeding with any repair. Inside the battery pack, the circuit board and the cells were covered with a significant amount of dust from long-term use. This layer of dust not only causes poor contact, but also retains moisture, affecting the stability of the circuit. Therefore, I needed to thoroughly clean the entire area to ensure clear contact points and properly prepare for the next inspection and repair steps. After that, I sprayed a small amount of WD-40 to prepare for cleaning the surface of the circuit board and the metal parts. I used a cotton swab dipped in a small amount of WD-40 and gently rubbed it over the surface of the components, working it into the gaps on the circuit board. This method helps remove dust and long-term oxidation without affecting components. After cleaning, the contact points became much cleaner and clearer, ready for the next inspection and repair steps. I also need to clean the contact slots on the circuit board, as dirt and oxidation in these areas can interfere with proper electrical contact and affect the overall performance of the battery. Next, I used a piece of fine sandpaper lightly dipped in WD-40 and gently rubbed it over the gaps and contact points. The goal was to remove the thin layer of oxidation on the metal surfaces, the main cause of poor contact and why the battery was not being recognized. This was done slowly and evenly, just enough to clean the surface, making the contacts brighter and more stable without causing wear or damage to parts. Next, I adjusted the battery terminals to ensure they were properly positioned and had good contact. This adjustment helps improve contact between the battery terminals, reduces resistance at the connection points, and allows current to flow more steadily and efficiently. As a result, when a battery is placed on a charger, it can be recognized more easily and the charging process becomes stable, avoiding intermittent charging or no power input as before. I repurposed a metal handle from a binder clip to make a temporary tool for boosting the battery voltage. This metal piece has good elasticity, is easy to bend, and conducts electricity reliably, making it suitable for creating temporary contact during the testing process. Next, I prepared 2 pieces of wire and attached each one to a pre-bent metal handle. This created 2 separate contact points. At the other ends of the 2 wires, I attached a pair of alligator clips to create a secure temporary connection. Thanks to the alligator clips, the contact became quicker and more stable, making it easy to attach and remove during testing without any permanent fixing. You can identify the negative and positive terminals of the battery quite easily by looking for the plus and symbols printed directly on the battery cells or the circuit board. There's also a useful tip. The positive terminal usually has an additional small slot or raised contact, making it look slightly different from the other terminal. The power source doesn't need to be complicated. Using a motorcycle battery is sufficient. The goal is not to supply power for a long time or handle a heavy load, but simply to gently boost the initial voltage of the battery pack. A short, stable boost like this helps the battery pass the deep discharge threshold, so the protection circuit can become active again. Now I place the two metal contacts onto the correct contact points of the battery terminals on the circuit board, carefully aligning them so they make firm contact without shifting or causing a short circuit. When connected to the power source, the current begins to flow gently into the battery pack, just enough to reactivate the electrical flow inside the cells. At this point, I disconnect the power source, remove the clips, and proceed to reassemble the battery into its casing. This step restores the battery pack to a complete state, making it ready to be inserted into the charger or the drill to check the results after boosting the voltage. When the battery was inserted into the charger, the indicator light turned on, showing that the charger was able to recognize the battery again. This is clear evidence that the voltage boost was effective. The protection circuit has resumed operation, and the battery has begun charging normally after a long period of being unresponsive. After some time of charging, the indicator light turns green, showing that the battery is fully charged. This confirms that the recovery process was successful. The battery is not only recognized again, but can also be fully charged as normal, ready to be installed back into the drill and put to use. During charging, when checked with multimeter, the voltage reading reached around 20 volts, which matches the nominal voltage of the drill battery. This indicates that the battery has been charged to a stable state. The cells are operating evenly, and the battery system has returned to normal working condition. When the battery was reinstalled into the drill, it locked firmly into place with no looseness or intermittent contact, as before. Pulling the trigger, the drill responded immediately. The motor spun strongly and smoothly, indicating stable power delivery. The sound of the drill was noticeably more powerful, proving that the battery restoration was truly effective, not just a matter of bringing the voltage back up. When the battery was installed in the drill, the indicator lights on the battery itself also showed a full charge, confirming that the energy level had been fully restored. This was a final sign that the battery was not only successfully charged, but also properly recognized by the drill. The drill was fully operational again, proving that a battery once thought to be dead could be brought back with careful inspection and proper handling. This simple restoration not only saved the tool from being discarded, but also reduced waste and unnecessary costs. More importantly, it shows that with a bit of patience and understanding, old equipment can still be given a second life and continue to serve reliably.